uploaded the videos from last week's race. I really hope I did. 2 days ago, 4 days ago. 4. Okay, I did. Look at that. There we go. Alright, we're good for the YouTube side. We're in Zandvoort in Netherlands. Don't believe it'll be in next year's game, unfortunately. It's not on the F1 website either anymore. Womp womp. So I've got to find myself somewhere else to get my track map from. Not happy here. Alright, we're about to get into our qualifying here. Race week 15. Like I said, in Zandvoort, Netherlands. Alright, that's good enough. Oh, they do. Okay, cool. Cool. Here we go. Okay. I am almost settled. Pull that up. Get that over there. There we go. Okay, who are we on with? We're on with Valentine. Alright, let's stay out with Valentine. We'll see how he does. There we go. Get the viewers in here. They can check up on how we're doing this evening here in the MidWest F1 League here in Zandvoort in Netherlands. Now, where exactly in Netherlands is Zandvoort? That's a good question. Currently, Valentine's sitting a little lower than I would project him to. Down in 12th. We've got a full 21 driver grid here, so that's good. It's been a couple weeks since we've had a full grid. Alright. On map, where is Zandvoort? So it's on the north. Ooh, Ray actually picks up pole, going 119.821. Super Nina is also going into the 119s, just missing out on 16 thousandths of a second. And Jacko being the first of the 120s, followed by 6 other drivers in there, as listed. Jacko and Fossil Bacon 4th, HSVDT, Hotspot 5th and 6th, Mahi Mahi and JC Blackley 7th and 8th, Kaz in 9th, and someone else in 10th. Alright, so now when I say this, it's going to sound weird, but Zandvoort's actually on the opposite coast of Amsterdam. Thinking about how there's a couple of coasts in Netherlands, there is. That being the Markermeer. There we go. There's a little inlet into Amsterdam, but there we go. We'll go through our top 10 and into the rest of the qualifying. We got Ray Superninas Jacko, followed by Impossible Bacon HSPDT Hotspot, Mahi Mahi, JC Blackley, Kaz, Money Matt rounding out the top 10, A. Daltonian, Will Ans, Valentine, Chunky Corgi, and the Garris Vac in the top 15. And the bottom 6 is Spaceman, Tim Lee, ZGS 78 Corvette, the Jornut engine at 28 getting a disqualification. So only one disqualification through that there. Now what's that line? As I'm scoping through. Alright. So the western coast of Netherlands is where Zandvoort is. And usually near a coast you get rain, which is what we're getting here. So feature race with rain. Spaceman hinted to that to me a little earlier. We got a couple of followers since we've last been on, so thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated. You're pushing us up farther and farther. So if you like what you see, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dog, tell your cat. Man, I hate when people say that. I'm finding myself getting into all these just saying crap that I hate other people saying. But you know what? It's good filler. And I'd be lying if I didn't say that. I mean, who doesn't like to fill things? Like jam-filled donuts. Who doesn't love those? I prefer a jam-filled donut over a cream-filled donut. I like myself some good raspberry and strawberry jam too. Talk to yourself a lot in the booth. Yeah, you do. You kind of get lost. But tis what tis. Alright, let me see here. Let me actually pull up the F1 website here and see if I can get the fantasy up. Alright, no, I don't want F1 TV, I want fantasy. I want fantasy. Here we go, but before that comes, we are about to get right into it. Ray on pole. What can he do? Super Nias in second, Jacko in third. A couple of penalties right off the hop. Looks like someone didn't get off very good. Super Nias taking the lead into turn one. Jacko going the inside line. Impossible trying to send it around the outside, but Ray is in trouble here as he's looking to lose a couple positions. Jacko is just edged out by Ray. We're in full wets here. Impossible is actually sending it down the inside line and gets nearly alongside with Jacko, but Jacko sends it all the way around the outside, taking a different angle into turn four. And Ray still holding off Jacko, hot spot, and Will Ans. Oh no! Impossible is out of the session as him and Will Ans got into it there. Where is he? Oh, there. Across and a full safety car right at the get-go. So we'll take a quick peek at what the position changes are, and then I will go into the Midwest F1 League Fantasy League. There we go. Okay, I know what fantasy works. Okay, we'll start with quite a few moves all up and down the grid. Mahi Mahi losing out 13 spots, going all the way back into 20th. But with the safety car, he will be able to make that time back up. And we'll see about pits, as I think there's some damage wings here. There, Super Ninas gaining one spot, Ray losing a spot, Jacko holding on to position in third, Hotspot moving up 2 into fourth, JC up 3 into fifth, HSVDT down 1 from fifth to 6th, Will Ans up 5 from 12th to 7th, Kaz up 1, Money Matt up 1, that's 8, 9, Valentine up 3 into 10th, Garrett's back up 4 into 11th from 15th unit to win it from the back of the pack. 21st up to 12th, so solid start from him. A Daltonian down 2 into 13th, Spaceman up 2 into 14th, Chunky Corgi in 13th. Now with a couple of position changes going on, the Jornet behind him, ZGS behind him. 78 Corvette is ahead of teammate Tim Lee as it stands right now. 3 into pit, as you can see, A Daltonian, Spaceman, and Mahi Mahi. So, out of the gate, oh no. Yeah, okay, right out of the gate, we got Will Ans in first in the Midwest F1 League Fantasy League. Second is Valentine. Third Oh shoot, who put it together? I can't remember. I think it was the Spaceman? Not sure. Fourth is Palmer R with WPR 432. Fifth is Chris G with Knuck Racing, so I think that's Knuckles. Aneth B in sixth with AP7. Chris R seventh with the Muppets. Nick D, I feel like that's Nicky, is eighth with Space Monkey Mafia. Short Bus All Stars. Is that? I think that's Rourke. It's Dallas J. Ray underscore E46 is Raymond. Who's Ray? There. That's me. Aha, I knew you. I thought your name was Dallas. Okay, Josh R is the shit show in 11th. Chunky Corky is Joaquin. Or Jokin. I believe it's Joaquin in 12th. Dinosaurs and Staros in Santaros 13, which is Albert A. It's got to be one of Naomi or one of those. Toto's Tots, which is me, 13. Stats Boy Mist in 15, which is Misty H. Steering wheel, where the steering wheel? Steering wheel, where's the steering wheel? Okay, give me a recommend. Dion, Helgullion, newly engaged feller. Just heard the CC by 30 points. Seaberry is Chris Berry in 18th. Snookered again. It's got to be Snookered. Matt S in 18th. Connor B fully torqued in 20th. And Andrew Schneider. I think it's Schneider, right? Andrew S. That's Clogmonger. Andrew Schneider's. Yeah, Schneider's the Y. Of course, Glock's fucking 21st. Pork chops. Come on, tell me I'm right. Of course he's 21st. Like, that's. Oh my god. He's gotta be 21st. That's so funny. Alright. But we progress forward. Because, of course, yeah, I know, 100%. Like, we're about to get back greenhouse. I timed this perfectly, fill up the gaps. Everyone is up the pits. Tim Lee is held on to position of 17. Jacko seems to be under fire here from Hotspot. Hotspot goes for a switch back into turn 1. Maybe a little bit of contract was made there. HSVAT is actually under some pressure here from JC Blackley. JC went around the inside of HS, does a lovely little job holding up the position. Spaceman making up a position, I believe, with ZGS. All the way back, maybe just a little bit of spin-outs there. Will Anson is trying to get on the inside line of JC Blackley here. But can JC defend? JC cannot do so. Around that little slalom of 4.56. HSBDT going a little bit too deep into 7. Now Will Ans is trying to make a little pass, which is stay on board with JC Blackley on the back halo. And Will Ans does get through here, and turn 8 into turn 9. Will Ans still holds the position. HSBDT trying to I'm getting severe collision with Mahi Mahi. And yeah, and Chunky Corgi as well as into the pit as this wet weather wasting. It was really making it difficult for a lot of these drivers here. We'll have to see how it progresses onward. I think this is just a VSC. Kaz retires from session. Is he off into the wall? Where is he? Oh yeah, he's way into the wall over there. Ouch. Maybe a little bit of a controller glitch or something. That's an odd place. Fucking no shows what he says. Yikes. Right. We're back green here. yellow flag's down the pit straight. Money Matt and JC Blackley getting into it. JC gets the move around the outside of turn 2 into turn 3. JC's got the position. A little bit of friendly rivalry between those guys. 6 cars in position, 2 are gone. Money Matt gets a really good run. We're out of this slalom here. But that's a really tight area to try and make a pass, and Money Matt opts to not. Get into win it, gets the one Valentine there. We'll get back over to Money Matt as he's trying to work back. Oh. Some friendly little chatter there. Yeah, right? You know what I mean by that. JC Blackley does end up getting passed by Money Matt. A little bit of contact was done, but JC's going to try and send it on the inside line, but Money Matt is able to stick his JC's still in behind. I think there was a move with Will Ans and Ray. He pits. Oh, and HSVT is spun out. I'm not sure if it was resulting in someone, but Janet Twin is setting some pretty good times here. And he's right on the back, coming around turn 1. So JC Blackley here as JC's losing a little bit of ground to Money Matt. Hot spot. Really close on to Ray as well. As Ray, ever since setting pole, has been under fire from that point on. Superninas is holding some pretty good lap times ahead in first place. Jacko is just behind, hasn't been able to shake him since the restart. Here we go, Janet to win is getting real close on JC Blackley here. What can he do? He's going to take a little bit of that turn to try and try and save some. Oh, and he drifts it, and he's got to back up, and he's going to end up letting his teammate Will Ans go by. But he's got quite a bit of work to try and get himself back up there. He's lost about 5 seconds or so. Hot spots right behind Ray. Jack was making a really good run on Superninas. The Super's trying to break that slipstream, but Jacko just decides to stay straight. Nina's going a little bit too deep. It's actually sending a Corvette. Oh. Thought he made a move on someone, but he's just spun out. Oh, now those tires are really hot. He's got to wait for those things to cool down. Oh, yeah. Yeah, those are some steaming hot tires. Luckily, he is fairly close to the pit. Just gotta get easy on the throttle, my guy, please. Alright. Very careful. He's just gonna keep going, alright. HSVT does end up passing him. JC Blackley's caught back up to Money Matt here. But with the rain here, it's gonna be real tough to try and get past him as Zandvoort. It is somewhat of a difficult track to pass, very tight, not the most amount of room. But Money Matt may have opened up a little bit and kind of showed JC there is room there, but JC can't quite take advantage, and a little bit of wing loss there. I'm not sure whether there was contact. Might have been hot spot and Ray there. I think so. Or it's just to be yellow in sector 2. Now we might have a lead change here as Jack gets a good run out of turn 14. Superninas still with the inside line. Jacko sets the fastest lap, breaks deep into turn 1. Super's got the inside line. And Jacko takes the position into first place, goes Jacko. Now JC Blackley, he's got the inside line here. We just saw Jacko at the outside line get the advantage here, but JC's not going to give way. He sends it down and nearly gets his nose clipped off by Money Matt, but nothing too grievous there. Tony is trying to work on 78 Corvette. Assuming those tires have since cooled down for 78. A little bit of a drift around turn 1 for AE as he's trying to get a little heavy on the throttle, but he is able to straighten it out fairly decent. 78 gets a pretty decent run out of turn 1 and through turn 2, and then you can take, there's a lot of racing lines you can take on this turn. As we went back in this first lap, Jacko took a very deep line. GS is in the pit. Oh, we actually retired from session in the pit. Oh, Will Lance brakes a little bit too late. Taps the back of Valentine. Buddy Matt trying to catch Ray. But in return, he's going to be under some immense pressure here from JC Blackley, as JC did get a decent run out of 14, and he is in the slipstream. Might be able to break alongside him here. Money Matt gives him the room, but once again, he's got the outside line on turn 1, and that's proven the better line a couple of times here. Will Ans does look to get past JC, because those two are not too far behind this battle. Ray now really under pressure here. Is JC, oh, a little tap there. And Money Matt does get past Ray. Ray, a little bit of contact with JC, unfortunately spins JC, losing a couple of positions back down into 9th. 8.5 seconds out of this battle here. But Will Ans gets a really good run out of 10 alongside Valentine there. Or sorry, no, he was alongside Ray there. But it's actually Jinnett working on Valentine here in the back of this little battle there. Ray still holding on to 6. Will sends it around the outside of 13 and gets the overtake done. Ray back into 6th. A pit from Super Ninas here. Maybe looking at an undercut on Jacko. Nearly a drift from Jinnett. Who was that? 78 Corvette spun out. Both Valentine and Jinnett are trying to work on Ray. Does Ray have any wing damage? And a move from Jinnett forces Valentine out wide there on turn 8, so I'm not too sure what happened. I wasn't able to catch that. But Will Ans has made up a lot of ground on Money Matt here. He's going to have the inside line to turn 11, tries to out-break him. Money Matt switches back, but Will's able to keep the car ahead and gets 3rd place. Now Ninas gets JC. You gotta give me a second. I need to send the spaceman an invite. Ooh. Whose wing was that? Was that JC's wing? Yes, it was. There you go. You can see him go real deep into that turn. Mahi trying to get back. Corgi spun out back in sector 2 there. HSVDT back up into 7th. Jeanette's moved up 18 spots from his start. Ray's not too far back of Jeanette. Quite a few drivers are pitting now. Mahi's getting real close there. HS kind of cuts a little bit of that turn there. I think that was turn 8. Mahi's going for the inside of the line here. Oh, I don't think Vac knew he was there. Vac had to back out, but Mahi did have enough of that line. And Will Ans is spun out. And Chunky and Spaceman at the back of the pack getting into a little bit back. Oh. Chunky decides to take a pit exit. There's a wall there. And Chunky has to deal with a little bit of wing damage here. Hotspot into the pit. Will Ans back at 9th. Shoots up the inside line of turn 14 there and gets a position on AE. He may have just conceded that. Another safety car here would help out Jeanette enormously. HSBDT still yet to pit. Supernines has. He's already in 3rd. Is a pit stop mandatory on a wet weather race? That is the question. But this is our second class. And this is the second last race of F2 for season 2, as well as the second last week for season 2 of the MidWest F1 League as well. So check out the schedule tomorrow night. Be sure to tune in, as we are in Brazil, Interlagos, to be exact. UAE nearly getting out there, but does enough. There's a funny Matt right behind him, so he's not feeling the pressure there. Jeanette Twinett finally in the pit. Both Primas are the only cars yet to hit. Matt gets the job done in $80 $20 cents Spaceman. Another invite. Will's trying to work on Ray here. Hotspot as well, trying to work on Jen. Rain's still coming down here in Zandvoort. I think we will stop at the end of this race. I'm not exactly sure what is in for the sprint race either. But I'm not sure what's going to be in store for F2 in next year's sprint race. It looks like Jeanette actually spun out. So Jeanette drops down. Jorna is getting blue flagged. Will Ans Ray passing the Jornet. And now Will Ans looking at the inside line for 10. But Ray does a good job blocking that. Jacko's holding some solid pace here as that gap between himself and Supernines has been fairly stagnant at around 30 seconds here. Now the Will Ans has got the inside line here into 13. Ray's doing a good job of staying with him around the outside, but Will Ans has a shorter way around track, and Ray had a nice little speed wobble there. But Will Ans is up into 5th, Ray back down into 6th. Not the race that Ray was hoping for. 78 Corvette might be working on Spaceman here. It seems like Spaceman is in a bot, so let's see a 78 Corvette can get around this bot here. Tim Lee's worked himself up into 13th place. 78's doing a good job of keeping traction here, but so is Spaceman. Spaceman, see if he can get back into his car here. Oh, just too hard on the throttle. Corey gets a 10-second penalty. Where's the gaps? All my time gaps went away. We're slowly working back. Valentine right now is the only one that I can see. Ooh, Chunky Corey I think spun out there. Turn 14 seems to be sitting right at the apex there. Ooh, chunky crash. That's a VSC. Where's the form? No, just a VSC right now. Chunky crashed out right down the pit straight there. Oh, it's Jordan. Watch out, my guy. There's a car there. We get a decent look with Jacko here. And the car's gone. Just like that. So a couple penalties handed out right now. 5 seconds to Valentine, 8 to JC, and 8 to the Jordan. What's going on there? Drive through for Janet. Ouch, for speeding under VSC. Get a little lobby glitch here. But be sure to tune in tomorrow's Div 1 is back. 2 weeks ago we go from Interlagos. Still some battling up for Drivers and Constructors Championship. Drivers Championship, we've got a separation of 77 points between Ferrari and McLaren, so McLaren's running out of time. Ferrari was the favorite for the Drivers Championship to start the year, so they're holding serve. Jeanette retires in the pits. Unlucky there. As well as Jacko has got a 37-point gap between himself and Mystic Joker. So Mystic needs a big day. Oh, is that the safety car out? I think it is. As well as Jay Chase in third right now. Got 22nd as well as a drive-through. Ouch. So yeah, Jin just probably said. Alright. So Super's actually pitting again. Fresh, and Hotspot's actually going to concede the position. So we've got to catch the safety car here. Money Matt as well. serving a drive-through penalty. So Jacko is behind the safety car. His teammate still needs to pit. I'm surprised HSVDT didn't come into the pit a little sooner. So that's Spaceman. Throwing a little helicopter cam there. Alright, so we're back racing here. Hotspot, Super Ninas, and Will Ends very close, trying to battle for the final podium position, as well as HSVDT still is yet to pit. But not required to. Super Ninas has got the freshest of the tires. 0 laps old, Will Ends 6 laps old, Hotspot 5. So it's going to be a decent little battle here in the finish, and Super Ninas with those fresh tires was nearly able to get right alongside Will Ends, but Will gets a good launch out of turn 3 and is able to hold through the slalom here now through that fast right-hander of turn 7. Well, not as fast as the rain, but still quick right-hander. Super's trying to do what he can. Is this both Tridents? Oh, it is both Tridents. So 2 Tridents are trying to hunt down 1 Prima and turn it into a double Trident podium instead of a double Prima podium. But this is F2. These guys aren't teammates other than just for this one race. So Super Nice is going to be trying to leapfrog both these drivers, not just get past HSVDT. He wants second place for himself as well. Looks like we had 78 Corvette go off at the end of turn 1 there. He's back up and running. Or was that Timothy? I think that was Timothy. But on to the final lap we go. Will Ends gets a pretty decent run out of 14 here. Got some very, very fresh wets. And he's going to send it down the inside, a little bit of a tap. With HS able to hold on. A little bit of aggressive driving there from Will Ends, but HSVDT does a good job of getting the elbows out. And now he tries to go down the inside line there. Trying to use the advantage of the fresher tires. And he's doing a pretty good job, forces HS into a bad racing line, but the right-hander just barely has enough room for 2 cars here, and Will Ends does get alongside HS and goes through and then deep into the next turn, and now Super Ninas might think about taking a little bit of a lunge as well, as HS's tires are starting to get real old here, and now he's got to deal with the arguably quicker of the 2 Tridents here. Maybe looking at a pass around the final turn of 13-14 and potentially a drag race to the finish here, as Super Ninas should be able to get real close on the back of HSVDT. And Jacko comes over the line for the win, and HS, his teammate, looks like he's going to take 3rd place, with Will Ends coming 2nd. HSVDT doing enough to hold off the 2nd Trident of Super Ninas. Hotspot in the high tech in 3rd. Ray getting pole, seemingly finishing in 6th. JC Blackley, 78 Corvette, and Spaceman, as well as the Jornet coming 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th. Penalty to Money Matt. Actually, a drive-through penalty. To happen there, is he going to have to go over the line of the pit? 20 seconds are added, so he's going to drop just 2 spots down into 10. Not into 11. Mahi's just finishing up. Watch Mahi pull one here. And then, oh, Mahi actually gets Money Matt as well, so Money only down into 11. Or actually down into 11. Tim Lee, a little bit of a swerve over the line. Will Ans gets your driver of the day here. Very good job getting podium. Where you see the two Primas for celebrating. 1-3 as well as a Trident. Will Ans and another Trident sitting just on the outside looking good. That being Super Ninas. But Hotspot sitting 5th, Ray 6th, Valentine 7th, A Daltonian 8th, the Garrus Vac 9th, Mahi 10th. And then into the bottom, we see Money Matt 11th, Tim Lee 12th, JC Blackley 13th, 78 Corvette 14th, Spaceman 15th, the Jornet of the last of the finishers. Jinnit, Twinit, Chunky, Corgis, EGS, Kaz, and Impossible Bacon are those to not collect points in this race, but they still have another chance to collect some more points as we are about to get right into the sprint race. A nice sunny race here in Zandvoort. So on to the dry weather we go. And we get right into it here with the 8th place finisher starting in first spot, which would be a Daltonian, but he gets overtaken very quickly by Hotspot as well as Valentine. And looking to be, who's going up the inside line there? Is that Super Ninas? We've got a little bit of contact there in the middle of the pack there. It looks like HSVDT is getting caught up in that. But Valentine and Hotspot, I believe the two high-techs there. Yeah, the two high-techs off to a good start. Jacko actually just dropping back and an early VSC. What? Who knows? I'll become famous by followers. Times A Daltonian, once again, was really overtaken by Super Ninas, but he's not going to give this position up very easily. He's got the inside line, but Ray sends it very deep into that. Gets a little bit on track. Will ends in 6th, battling with Ray, and Ray doesn't get that best of a launch out, and we've seen this before with sending around the outside line of 13 through 14 against the position. The Garrett's back, as well as HSVDT battling back on the outside. HS the inside as they are drag racing down the pit straight. Vac has the nose ahead, but HS has the inside line. HS is actually kind of blocked off a little bit, somewhat pinched in, allowing Vac to get fairly tight on him. A little bit of a tap there, but Vac's going to go down the inside line on a lockup from HS coming into 3. Still has Vac on the inside, and Vac's not giving way as they're going to come wheel to wheel, and he just edges him out, coming at that fast slalom there. And now Vac and Jacko get into it. Vac gets tapped a little bit by Jacko, throwing him into a wobble there. And now Vac is under pressure from Money Matt, as well as gets tapped by Money Matt there, but nothing too egregious. Vac is able to hold that position. Oh no, did we... Oh, look. Yeah, he had to have spun out, as well as Garrett's Vac, and oh god! Some major collision there. Wow, that was a really unfortunate area for AE to be spun out in. AE is back. A full safety car here. We're going to have a complete race restart. That's all she wrote there for JC Blackley, the only one to lose out there. Quite unlucky. Rough to deal with. Some pits from Money Matt, Jinnit, and Vac. Now this is when I wish I had replay. The AI's just hit the DNF car. Migrating host. Okay. So JC's gone. We got a new host. I don't know who it is. But good thing he did in the safety car. But if you like what you see, make sure to give us a follow. We should very much appreciate it. Here at the MidWest F1 we do this little shindig for our racers, as well as the people that like to join in and watch alongside myself, Crash McQueen. But if you don't like Canadians that much, that's fine, because we got options. Tomorrow night, I will be joined by not a Canadian, but an Australian. So we've got two of the most liked nations in the world commentating on Formula One action for you. So be sure to check that out, as I'll be joined by my good friend, Static Hazard, all the way from... Fuck, I must have done this before. Is it Melbourne? Australia. It's the state, and the big city is Melbourne. Yeah, he's from Melbourne. So speaking of Australia, there's news that Albert Park is actually getting a little bit of a change, a facelift, if you will. A couple of turns, that hard right-hand chicane. Pull up the map here. There we go. Okay, so the hard, I think that kind of slows everything down. 9 into 10 is being virtually taken out and turning into a fast right-hander, and then into a left-hander, so I imagine that's going to be 2 turns now. I guess it'll still be 9 and 10, just different, simply put. But instead of coming around and gaining a lot of speed around 8, and then kind of shooting a gap down into 9 if it's there, you you instead can follow that speed all the way around 8 into 9 through 10 and then into that fast chicane of 11 and 12. So there's going to be some real quick cars coming into that. As well as turn 13, instead of being somewhat 90 degree, is actually made a little bit deeper and made it a little bit more of an acute turn of 13 there. So a couple of things that are done. So we'll see how much that changes the circuit. I'm looking forward to that. I'd like to. I'm curious. I'm very curious. But IRL Formula 1 is in. What a name. Formula 1 Pirelli Gran Premio del Made in Italy e della Miele Romagna. Yes, I'm fluent in Italian as well. Many of the language that I know. We're about to go back at it here. Safety car is in. Back of the pack, ZGS. Mr. Botman is going to be a backer of the pack. I believe ZGS left, and it is a bot. So we'll see if the high techs are going to be able to hold on to this. We're going to have 8 more full laps to go. 2 Primas sit in 5th and 6th, as well as the 2 Tridents sit in 4 and 5. So the Primas got their work cut out for them. Looks like Will Ans doesn't get the best time in here. He's already a second off. Trying to warm up his tires into turn 1. A little bit of a lockup there as well. Got HSVDT in behind. He's going to make it hard on HS here. A couple of passes already. AE gets a move nearly done here. Okay, he does get it done on Ray. Will still struggling a little bit there. HS is right alongside now. Will's got the inside line. HS gets on the grass, lock up from both there. Still on board with Jacko here as Will and HS are still battling. And Will gets real close onto HS but still holds on to 4th. And now Jacko sends it down the inside line to his teammate. But HS does a good job of staying close and still has the position with HS actually sending it down, and now Will is under pressure here from both Primas. He's lost 1 position, and now potentially 2. Jacko sends it all the way around and gets the move done as well, so now Will back down into 6th. Valentine, Hotspot, and Superninas a second and a half up the road. But Mahi gets the overtake on Ray as well, and he's looking to get a good run out of 14 on AE Daltonian. And looks at the inside line, but not close enough. HSVDT gets punted down into turn 1, because back on track and is now in 5th behind his teammate, and a little bit of contact there with AE and Mahi, and AE is going to get the position back. Will is trying to get back at HSVDT here. He's coming again through that real quick slalom. And HS is forced to give up a little bit of space to Will, but Will can't shoot that gap. A lockup once again from HS. The Super Ninas and Hotspot are battling, but Hotspot able to hold off Super there. battle for the second podium position here. With Jacko right behind now, and Mahi gets an overtake on AE done. Spaceman gets overtaken by Jinnit, but Jinnit gets a really good run out of 14 here. He's going to get alongside Jinnit. Going to try and get past him as well. Might have to lead this battle. But Jinnit's able to hold on. Jacko's still stuck in back and forth. Still stuck in back and forth. Fourth place for Jacko. Oh, Ray's out of the session. Oh no. As well as Mahi's picking himself up. Just a yellow flag through Sector 2 there. Will ends. What happened there? Will goes deep and he's got some really hot tires and he's got some dirt covered tires as well, and he goes down the grid. Valentine goes deep and loses the position. Now Jacko's looking to come at him as well. Jacko gets the position done. HS trying to work on Valentine as Valentine had an awful Sector 3 here. Jacko trying to get through the field back up into first place. Valentine battling it out with HS VDT though, as they go wheel to wheel around turn 1. But it looks like HS has got the move done once again. The outside line around turn 1 seems to be the way. HS once again blocking up. He's trying to run down his teammate. Ooh, hotspot goes a little bit too deep. No super. Oh, what happened there? Super and hotspot nearly got into it there, but Super gets the position. And now HSVDT and Valentine are right behind. Yeah, Ray, I wasn't able to catch that. Do you even know who you hit? Or what even? I wasn't able to see exactly what happened there. Jacko gets a good run of turn 14. Trying to get in the slipstream hotspot. Jacko breaks deep into turn 1, makes a little contact and pushes him deep, and gets second place. I think I got enough footage. Right into Q. Now HSVDG trying to work on hotspot. Oh, you did? Can you not clip it? Should be. HS and hotspot getting into it. HS switching back. There's nearly a little bit of contact there, but trying to deal with the blue flag and a lockup of hotspot there. And just him and HS are bumping. Impossible Bacon's trying to work his way back up the field. But hotspot just gets DRS. Keep Impossible just at bay. I forgot it. Gotcha. Hotspot and Impossible still battling around turn 2 here. Hotspot takes the inside line. Impossible looks at a switchback, but also closed off by Hotspot. So a minute and a half, second and a half, sorry, separates Jacko and Dinas, as well as Jacko and HS. Money Matt trying to make up the ground on Valentine, as well as Valentine trying to close the gap to himself and AE. Valentine in a sandwich of drivers that have penalties. A little bit deep goes Valentine, opens up the door for Money Matt. Sends it all the way around the outside of turn 10. Still alongside Valentine here in a short little DRS section. Jinnit, with Money Matt going up over the curb there, is able to kind of slide in and nearly gets the position as well. Vac real close, and Jinnit actually is able to send it around 13 and get the position on Money Matt, as Money Matt's finding difficulties and finding some control here. Valentine trying to break the slipstream of Jinnit and Money Matt behind, as well as Garrus. Vac is not too far back of that battle here. Money Matt does a good job getting a good run out of turn 1, but Jinnit breaks deep into 2 and gets that position back. 78 Corvette getting the blue flag and trying to avoid the drivers ahead. Trying to do his best to stay out of the racing line, but not impede his race at all too much. Does a fairly decent job of so. The Impossible Bacon, the inside line on Hotspot. Just about gets the move done there. Does after going around the outside. Valentine's still trying to work on Money Matt here. Valentine does get around the inside of Money Matt, as Money getting a little bit of wobbles around turn 12 there. Oh, Ninas and Jacko. Must have been some contact there. I didn't catch that. But Jacko spins out off track, and he's dealing with some hot tires. And he goes into the wall. He's got himself back in 9th place. Ouch, I'm not sure what happened there. But only one Prima sits on the podium right now. A spun out Will Ans back in Sector 2 there. AE as well having a fairly decent sprint race, is trying to get himself into the top 5 here. Jinnit to win it as the driver in between himself and such a goal, but 5 seconds of penalties to AE is what's separating him. Jacko's trying to get Money on the inside line. I imagine Jacko's got some sort of wind damage. Does he not? He's going to go down the inside, Money Matt, and around the outside as well, turn 12. Maybe a little bit of contact there, but Jacko gets the position. Super comes over the line for the win. HS second, Impossible third. I think it's a good run, but I don't think that it is too far away. Jacko finishes in 7th after getting spun out on the final lap, so that really sucks the suck. But Jinnit in 5th, Valentine in 6th, Jacko 7th, Money in 8th, AE finishes in 9th. Ouch, with that penalty and such close drivers in behind. Garrus Vac runs out the top 10, Chunky in 11th, Spaceman 12th, Tim Lee in 13th. He's just finishing up the final turn in 14th. last one over the line. And as always, a little bit of colorful banter. Discord. But we'll minimize that. Leave that be. We'll bring it to a close here. But I thank everyone that tuned it in. For the Midwest F1 League, we appreciate all the outside viewership. It won't be the same without you. So, with that being said, you have a good rest of your Wednesday. We'll go through the final orders one more time, and then we will be seeing you Thursday. So, we'll actually go through the sprint race here, with Super finishing first, HS second, Impossible third, Hotspot fourth, Jeanette fifth, Valentine 6th, Jacko 7th, Money Mad 8th, AE 9th, Digaris back in 10th, Chunky Corey 11th, Spaceman 12th, Timley 13th, Mahi Mahi 14th, Kaz 15th, the ZGS 16th, Willans 17th, 78 Corvette 18th, and the Jorna 19th, Ray and JC Blackley in 20th and 21st, getting some DNFs. And then through the feature race, once again, we got Jacko Willans, HSVDT, Prima Trident Prima, followed by Trident Super Ninas Hotspot, Ray, Valentine, AE Daltoni, the Garris Vac, Mahi Mahi, Money Matt, Tim Lee, JC, 78 Corvette, Spaceman, the Jornet. Actually, okay, Jeanette starts the DNFs. So Jornet, last one to finish there. Then Jeanette, Chunky, ZGS, Kaz, Impossible, the ones DNFing. So thank you very much for tuning in on your Wednesday evening. Hope you have a good rest of it. If you like what you saw, be sure to tune in tomorrow as well as our YouTube channel, and go give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram. We very much appreciate all that. But that is it for us here tonight. I have been Crash McQueen. We've been the Midwest F1 League, and you have a good rest of your Wednesday. Goodbye.